the whole thing about it in these recessionary times is that a lot of people don't have to save as much money as they used to. It used to be about 5 years ago, Ron, that if I couldn't save a customer $5,000 to $6,000 over the price of a new car, you're talking about an 09, let's say, or an 010 used car, if I couldn't save them $5,000, they would go buy the brand new one. Now people are looking at even $2,500 or $3,500 difference. And if they're looking at a Toyota Camry, for example, and I can save them $2,500, and the Camry that we have has 8,000 miles on it, people are buying the used Camry. Now, when things were better, people would pay the extra $5,000 and they buy a brand new one. And that's why our business right now is booming, because people are taking a look at the alternative to a new car. And because we have so many cars that are like new, we also have some cars that we take and trade that are very used but still in very good condition. That'll make somebody a great vehicle. And these are cars that are under $10,000. And the last time we counted, we had about 50 cars that we could sell for under $10,000, which are great trade-ins that we got from some of our customers that are buying the $20,000 and $30,000 cars.
Now, the other thing is you go to these big lots, and they call them superstores. I was on a couple of those websites I was speaking earlier.
Supercenter.
Yeah, they're superstore, and the guy had 86 cars. What made it a superstore? He must have
sold them all.
Oh, no.
He must have sold the 400 that he had, and that's how he became a superstore.
What made it a superstore? The guy that owned it or what? I don't know.
You have to call it. Yeah. It's like if you put the name wholesale in your car dealership. Buy cars wholesale. Do you know it's actually illegal to advertise wholesale? Because the state of Florida says that if you're advertising wholesale, you're selling whatever product you're selling for what you paid for it, which of course is ludicrous because that means you would be out of business in a short period of time. So technically, wholesale, now I'm not just talking about the car business, I'm talking about wholesale warehouse, wholesale furniture, wholesale this. The term wholesale means you're selling it without making a profit, which would be almost impossible.
It is impossible.
Make it up in volume? I don't know. Hey, Ron, the second vehicle in our website, I pulled up our website. By the way, folks, for those of you that are listening, or maybe if you're at home right now and you've got your computer by, or you got one of these fancy iPhone jobbies like I just got. Boy, I love my iPhone.
You do, yeah.
And if you Google, you don't really need to know our website address. If you just Google Frontier Motors Pensacola, we are the first one that shows up. You'll see our cover page. You'll see Ron and our mugs are on there. So if you're listening to this on the radio and you want to see what we look like, not that anybody really cares, we have a little blurb on there of what we record for the TV on our website. The second vehicle that comes up is a 2004 Bluebird commercial bus. I think this is a 50-passenger vehicle that was used by Budget at the airport, Ron, yeah. And they're running the people back and forth in Atlanta. This is where this vehicle came from. It's an 88,000-mile vehicle. This vehicle, I believe, can hold somewhere between 50 and 60 people, and we had this vehicle on sale for $14,900.
That's crazy.
Isn't that interesting?
It is. Can you imagine? Yeah, if you were at these parades, we had a parade, Fiesta parade downtown.
What a party you could have.
Yeah, what a party you could have. Or if your church, you're moving things around. Or let's say your church has a band or something. You're going to put it all. It has a section because they have the luggage section. You could put all the band stuff right there, and you could put the 20, 30 people in the band, and you could take them over to Pace, or you could take them over to Mobile, or you could take them over to Fort Walton and move them around, and it's cheap. You know, it's something you don't have to invest $14,000. That's $15,000, folks. Hard to find something you can carry a lot of people in, unless you buy a real big pickup truck and enclosed trailer and sweat them to death. But that would be.
We also took in, not in trade. We also purchased at the same auction. We purchased a big, like a shuttle bus that is handicap accessible. So if you're a church out there listening, or if you're an old age home that's listening to this, we have a wonderful vehicle that has electric doors. It has the ramp for the electric for the chairs, and you can put about, I think, 7 or 8 chairs in this vehicle. Plus, it has seating, and this is a phenomenal vehicle that normally would sell for $50,000 or $60,000, if not more, brand new. And I think we've got it at the dealership for almost the same price, in that $15,000 range.
I don't think you'd say old age. I think you have to say senior
citizen.
Senior citizen's home.
Senior citizen home. Is that what they call it?
You can't say old age anymore. Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
Sorry.
See,
Don is getting to that point where he can get that cat.
Right on the verge.
He had he's got
63.
His first card that falls out of his wallet is his ARP card.
I got one of those.
I took that sucker and
me too.
ripped it up in 2 pieces. I'm only 53 years old. What the heck you send me this garbage for? Give to me when I'm 70.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy. We have a couple of things that we offer at Frontier Motors that we want the people out there to know about. And one of the things that we offer is that we have a free appraisal service. And I think a lot of dealerships will tell you that. But when you get there, If they have one appraiser, you're kind of going to be sitting there for an hour and a half. And what we have at our dealership, we have 3 appraisers. And what that means is that we can give you appraisal in writing. And we don't just get on the internet. You don't need us to get on the internet. You can do that yourself, and you can Google the Edmunds or the Kelly or the NADA. We use a system that we appraise cars with called the official NADA guidebook. These guidebooks are a little bit different because these are important because our credit unions and our banks, but most importantly also most of the insurance companies in the Pensacola area use this. Very, very important if you have a vehicle that's totaled. One of my friends just totaled her car, Ron. The first thing I did is I used this book, not the internet, to let her know that her vehicle had a retail value of $7,350, that she also should get reimbursed for the taxes and the tag transfer and a new title. So she knows exactly what's going to happen when that insurance company says, I'm going to give you $5,500. She's going to say, no, you're not. Hold the road. Hold on here. I want to get about $8,000, and this is why. And after Hurricane Ivan years ago, we helped so many people get more money because we were one of the few dealerships that would put this appraisal in writing. A lot of them will tell you that, but they don't want to sign anything because they don't want to have to go to court. They don't want to have to testify if it comes to that. We don't really have a problem with that. We will have no problem putting an appraisal in writing, and you can stop at 230 Beverly Parkway, and this is a free service that we offer, even though you might not be in the car shopping mode. The reason that we offer the service, because we feel that if we do something for nothing, one of these days, you can either send us a customer, or maybe even you might be interested in a car one day. We've had people listen to the show around sometimes for 10 years that said, my car finally blew up. I've been listening to you guys for 10 years now. I finally needed you. I've been sending you customers all along. You guys sound like you're honest. I wouldn't know because I never stopped in. And now
they are. Yeah, take it from me.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and Ivan makes a point. We had a gentleman that says that his last car he bought was 14 years ago.
That's crazy.
Which is okay. We understand. If everybody really did that, that's probably how you should really.
No,
put us out of business.
Say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Keeping a car that long, and this particular car had 221,000
so how much
miles.
Was it worth, Ron?
You know what he said? Yeah, I know. He said, "I'm not trading." I said, "Thank goodness, boy. I have to see." You got to fall in love with a car after 14 years. I've had marriages that were shorter than that. So here it is. So he's 14 years.
That would have been a record for you.
It had been a record. 14 years he's had this car. Now he's back in the market. What a different market. He's not even shopped. I'm sure he's watched commercials, looked and stuff like that. And he told Ray Shire, our salesperson, he says, I'm going to take my time on this. I said, I think you should, And the guy says, well, are you going to, he says, you're not trying, he was like waiting for us to do those ploys. What if I could, would you? Chase him out to the car. He says, no, this is what we have. You looked at 2 cars. We gave him brochures, ID numbers, Carfaxes, everything he needed to know. And let him go home. He says, you're going to chase me out to the car? No, we're not going to chase you out to the car. Those are the things that we don't like to do. We know that those things frighten you people out there. We had a customer come in yesterday, it would have been Wednesday, wouldn't even come in the building. That's how afraid they were of car people. You know what they told us? They drove the car, we appraised their car, and never stepped inside the building because they're worried of what happens when you step inside of a car lot, But guess what? We're delivering them a car today, and they still have not been inside our building. And they're going to come in, of course, to do the paperwork. Unless they'd like to sit outside and do the paperwork, we got a nice little table out there we can do that. But people are frightened, and these are the things that Ivan and I always talk about on this radio show and our TV show, that you shouldn't be. Come to a dealership that doesn't play those games. All of our salespeople carry this list. I know I'm holding it up, and those folks out there in Radio Land can't see this, but on TV, it's a list of the cars. And on this list, Ivan carries one, I carry one, all of our salespeople, it tells what vehicle it is, what the year, the model, what equipment is inside of it. Because sometimes, you got to beg a salesman to open it up to see if it's got navigation, or you got to beg him to open it up to see if it's got heated seats. Our cars are open. You don't need to do that. It tells us how much you can borrow at a bank or credit union in Pensacola, on the spot, on the lot, without going inside. Great information. It tells us how much we're asking for it. And guess what it also tells? If we have it advertised anywhere else, cheaper, so that you don't have to play the game and, I saw it on Auto Trader. You don't have to do that with us. We know that it's advertised, and the salesperson knows it's advertised. So it makes it a lot calmer. And Ivan says we're packed, we're doing good business. You know why? Because we don't play the games. I had a sales manager many, many years ago says, hey, just go out there. I was a salesman then. Just go out there and try not to talk them out of it. Because that's what people are coming for. They're coming to a used car lot to buy a used car. Why try to talk them out of it? I even had a couple of those explanations of why these franchise dealerships, or what happened at these franchise, that talked them out of buying a car from that place. Corporate policy, got to do it this way, can't do it this way, can't do it this way. That customer that showed up on our lot Wednesday, they didn't need to come in the building if they didn't want to. They didn't have to sit down and fill out 27 pieces of paperwork if they didn't want to. We appraised the car. We gave them a trade difference. And guess what, folks? They're buying a car from Frontier Motors. And if they want to do business that way, hey, we'll try.
Well, we're one of the few people that put the price in writing so that if you're not really sure if it's a good deal or not, we urge you to shop around.